Welcome back here once again, everyone. Before I get in to this video, I just want to give you all this update. Jeremy Renner, that's the actor here who plays, you better know him as Hawkeye from the Avengers, and he was in the first two Thor movies, I think the first Thor movie actually, but he plays Hawkeye from the Avengers. Apparently, he was seriously injured when a snowplow ran over his leg. He was operating his snowplow, clearing out his estate, I think probably his neighbors or something. So, and there was an accident, and the snowplow ran over his leg. He started losing a lot of blood, but luckily his neighbor is a doctor and managed to put a tourniquet on it and stop the bleeding. And he was airlifted to a hospital. He was in serious but stable condition. So the latest update as of right now when I'm making this video, right? He shared a video. He shared this post on Instagram, and he said, "Thank you all for your kind words. I'm too messed up now to type, but I send love to all of you." Right? Apparently, he went in for surgery and he got out from the surgery, and right now he's being monitored. Let's see here, he suffered blunt chest trauma and orthopedic injuries. His publicist said on Monday at that time he was in a stable but critical condition in intensive care. So he is alive, he is in the hospital, and let's all just take a moment to just pray that he recovers, and that he's that he's well, and that he recovers fully and can get back to a normal everyday life, because there are some weirdos online who are celebrating this fact, and that kind of thing should not even be here for 2023. The man was in an accident. Let's just take a moment to appreciate the fact that he is alive and pray for his speedy recovery. As far as I know, Jeremy Renner has always been a pretty cool guy. Especially when it comes to Hollywood. But regardless of whatever he is, I would not wish anything on anybody. So I just taken a moment to say that, this is the update on him. If anything else happens, I will let you know. But at the time of this video, he's in the hospital. He is alive, and let's just all take a moment to pray for his speedy recovery. Now, with that being said, let's take a look at The Witcher Blood Origin, a show everyone loves to hate more than watch. As of right now, there is no change in the in its Rotten Tomato score. It is still audience score at 12%, and critics rating is at 35%. So it doesn't seem like it's going to get any better. It might go up slightly, it may go down more likely, but people are done with it. The series showed this was not even, I want to understand, what was supposed to be 6 episodes, and then they changed it to 4, but it was a horrid, pathetic mess. That's what it was. Some people will come out and say, people are just being racial and all this other stuff and everything, but from what I have seen in the comments that I have seen, what people have said to me, they didn't like the overall quality of the show. They pointed out several reasons to me, regardless of what it is, but it wasn't good. Fans don't like it. This was not a show for Witcher fans. This was a show for the showrunners of the Netflix Witcher series to try and do whatever the hell they want. And when that didn't work, now they're trying to make it seem like it's something it shouldn't be. But as bad as Blood Origin is, and it's really bad, there has come out of it a certain rumor, or should I say, a certain rumor has come out of it. In this article here from Bounding Into Comics, The Witcher Blood Origin ending sparks theory. I shouldn't say rumor, it's a theory. Netflix will address Geralt's recasting by rebooting the entire series. Now, this, as I said, is just a theory, and it comes out from a YouTuber Sparking News podcast during his December 20th appearance on, it's just a theory. But what he says in the theory actually will make you stop to think. Because keep in mind, they want to do this. You understand me? We understand that Henry Cavill has left the Witcher franchise because, he pretty much seen the crap that they were doing and he's gone. Well, allegedly, that's the reason why he's left. But now, after Blood Origins, we've seen with Blood Origins the story that these so-called Witcher showrunners wanted to tell. As I've had to say to a few people more than once now, Blood Origin is not part of the Witcher lore. They created their own thing, rewrote history to make it into what they wanted it to be. That's what happened. They made it into what they wanted it to be, and in the process have created something terrible. But it's possible now, and I said before that this Blood Origin is the story that they originally wanted to tell. So maybe that gives them an opportunity to change The Witcher into exactly what they want it to be. Let's get into this and let me just give you a few ideas of what he had to say. Broaching the topic of The Witcher Blood Origin as part of the night's planned topics, the Sparking News podcast recalled that after viewing its finale, he was left with the impression that Netflix would be taking drastic measures to explain Cavill's recasting. They're either going to write Geralt out completely and have a different Witcher, right? Or Hemsworth is going to take over the role, but they're going to start from season 1 again, and it's just going to be a different story. In explanation of his theory, the Sparking News podcast pointed to the post-credit scene of Blood Origin's final episode of Mage's Malice and Monstrous Mayhem. Therein, after having seemingly used the monoliths to travel between the various worlds of the multiverse, the mage Avalax or something is transported to the city of Sintra some 1,500 years into the future, where he soon takes notice of a young Ciri playing dice on the streets with her friends. Yeah, this happened at the end of it. He showed up here. Now, this person never actually played any kind of massive role in Blood Origin. To be honest with you, the majority of them didn't play any kind of blood role in anything at all. He didn't play any role in it at all. But they just needed somebody to make it seem like it was going to be something. So he showed up at the end, and he was staring at Ciri, and then she noticed him and looked around. So that's where you're getting that from. As noted by the Sparking News podcast, this same dice game was first depicted on screen in the first episode of the core The Witcher series, right? Yes. Likewise, during this dice game, Ciri finds herself overwhelmed by the uneasy feeling that she is being watched. However, rather than eventually discovering that the pressuring gaze she felt was that of Geralt, as she did in the 7th episode of The Witcher's first season, Blood Origin instead retcons the story so that Ciri instead meets the gaze of Avalax himself, who smirks in response to his being noticed. Right, so as they say, they've retconned it because it was supposed to be Geralt, but now they've retconned it to be somebody else. So like I'm telling you, his theory makes you start to think that they could really be planning to do this. And like I said, it's just a theory, but it's starting to, the more I go along, it started to flush itself out a little more. This small moment of non-verbal communication at such an early point in the core series timeline believes the Sparking News podcast is meant to serve as a divergence point from which Netflix can tell a new version of Geralt's tale with Hemsworth in the role and without any of Cavill's influence regarding source material accuracy. Yes, because like I said, Blood Origin is the story they originally wanted to tell. And the only way they could do it now is to completely change it to fit the narrative that they want. They're letting us know without telling us they are rewriting season 1 of The Witcher bye-bye Henry Cavill. Interestingly, a recent interview given by series executive producer Lauren Hisrich seems to lend credence to the Sporking News podcast New Geralt theory. Speaking to Entertainment Weekly earlier this month about The Witcher's post-Cavill future, Hisrich explained, Geralt has a new mission in mind when we come back to him in Season 4. He's a slightly different Geralt than we expected, she teased, before emphasizing, no, by the way, that's an understatement. Yeah, so you're already setting up something there to make people think about it. Although the Sporking News podcast series currently remains just that, more information regarding Netflix plans for Geralt should come to light when the third and Cavill's last season of The Witcher premieres in summer 2023. So, it's a possibility that they may very well look to use this occurrence here as some kind of divergence point to then write out Henry Cavill completely or make a change to it. They could then say that, well, you know, something happened that changed the timeline and now we have an entirely new Witcher and go along with it. They have no intention whatsoever of following what's in the books, no intention of following what is the law, what is it. All they want to do is use the name, use the Witcher name, slap their own brand of stupidity onto it, and then expect everybody to just fall in line and say, well, okay, this is good, we're going to do this, it makes no sense, but that should be good enough. The same thing like with Blood Origin. Several unanswered questions in there that made no sense, but somehow you expect us to just say, well, okay, no problem, let's just go with that. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. Blood Origin didn't work because it was garbage. And now you're just trying to say to yourself, well, okay, let's just flip this around and make our own thing, and nobody's going to be none the wiser because everybody's just supposed to accept and love whatever we do. I can't wait for when you read this for Season 3 because it's going to just be terrible. Honestly, people are just going to abandon that. If anybody watches Season 3 at all, some people may watch it, just to see Henry Cavill's last time around as Geralt of Rivia, but honestly, they're destroying themselves and they know it. But maybe Netflix just likes to lose money behind this nonsense. Let me know your thoughts on this in the comments. If you have a different opinion, I'd love to hear it. If you like the video, be sure to hit that thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already. Ring the notification bell to be notified every time I put out a new video. And I shall see you all next time. Take care.